Hi there, Leo, and welcome to this, your October 2025 reading and forecast. I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant. Now, for those who are interested in personal readings or healing, the information is set out in the description. Now, this month might be a little shorter than our usual monthly readings because I have some really urgent academic matters that I need to get completed, and it's been eating into my time. But I can assure you that this reading will still display the high level of accuracy and quality that you have come to expect. Now, let's see what there is for you. Show me the magic. The King of Coins. Here is the 10 of Coins. This is the Ace of Cups. Get something from in here. That's the King of Cups. Finally, what might there be for you? There is this. The Empress. Right, why don't I bring the camera around and let's get straight into it. Right, a time of great love, wealth, creativity, beauty, or handsome as the case may be, working steadily. It's harvest time for you and value is coming your way. Could be an interesting character here. Let's have a look at this central energy, shall we? Because this is pouring all over you this month. And this is the Ace of Cups. Do you know, I'm getting a lot of Scorpio, a lot of Libra, a lot of Sagittarius around here. Well, the Cups suit, of course, that speaks of your experience of relationships, the pursuit of happiness, love, fulfillment, pleasure. Now, you're going to have all of those things during this month, but of course you understand that you don't get to recognize those things unless you have had the opposite sort of experiences in the past. Now, this is speaking to me of love in its purest sense and abundance, possibly a new relationship here. There can also be new social relationships established as well as purely romantic ones. I think you're going to hear of birth or pregnancy, and there's a great deal of emotional passion in the air. There's overflowing love, emotional clarity, and importantly, a deep love of yourself, giving and receiving. Now, in many respects, I think that this Ace of Cups is the feminine counterpart to the Ace of Wands. And so I can see you being open, receptive, surrendering to love, and embodying that changing power that comes from giving love as well. There's an emotional clarity here for you. I think that the giving of love is going to happen just without any effort at all. And that which will continually flow into you from the boundless abundance of the universe will be reflected away and again by itself. That is, if you remain open and receptive. In some respects, you can kind of look at this like a flower which sends off its perfume whether someone comes close enough to enjoy it or not. I think this is a month in which you are going to be in contact with all-embracing love. It will fill you, and you'll be able to pass it on generously, lavishly to others. Say this to yourself because it is definitely true. An all-encompassing love fills me and my environment. Now, in a sort of a similar sort of vein, there comes this Empress, who I call the daughter of the mighty ones. Now, there's a lot of Venus around here. Love, gentleness, fertility, and also money as well. Again, I'm getting this thought of you hearing of pregnancy with here, and I think you are now going to be in touch with the beauty in your life. I do think you might also be exploring your relationship with your mother or with a significant female person. This is also reminding you that spirituality is expressed from the heart and not from the head. And you give so much to everybody else. This is saying it's also time for you to nurture yourself. There's beauty. You have beauty during this time. Love coming in. This is particularly good for women here, because this energy, in a sense, embodies, that is, it contains the feminine in all of its forms. You will be marked by beauty and wholeness, and you'll have a sense of well-being. And I think your beauty won't be restricted just to your outward appearance. And let's face it, the Leo woman is the glamour girl of the zodiac. But rather, for women, your femininity is going to show up on all levels of your being, giving you a special radiance at this time. You might be a mother, a lover, a ruler, or a sort of a shaman at the same time. And definitely there's a stronger leadership ability welling up within you now. You know that this is also saying that the beauty that you see in others, which attracts you to them, is a beauty that you carry within yourself. And for women, you're in the process of unfolding and evolving your femininity. And this might be the right time to work through and sort out any unresolved mother conflicts, either with your own mother or as a mother with children. For men, this is a time when you need to provide example and support to children. Now, there's someone that you are obviously going to be engaging with, and it could be either, because these court cards could be either male or female. And this is a person, although I have to say I'm getting a lot of Pisces and Aquarius around it. I think that this is a time for you to surrender to your loved ones. And you have a great capacity to forgiving and reaching those higher emotional planes. That can come into conflict with this person, who I see here as being someone who basically can't close the deal, who doesn't make the commitment, who doesn't sign on the dotted line. This is a person who's actually quite friendly, I think, but they wait for other people to do things or give them things. They are someone, I think, who's very attracted, I think, to excitement. And they have almost like a cult-like enthusiasm sometimes for particular people or situations. This is a person who you probably think is sensitive, but actually they're really quite shallow. They are someone who has problems because this king esoterically is fire and the cups is water. And fire and water, of course, don't mix. And so this is someone who's got, what I might call internal civil wars going on within themselves. They're probably someone who, if you look back, has been unable to really successfully manage their affairs and manage relationships. And all that history can take on a record, it appears to you, of unbroken failure. But this mental civil war that's going on within them, I've got to tell you, sometimes it can lead to substance abuse. That could be the abuse of stimulants or narcotics, alcohol, of course. And that only exacerbates the situation that they find themselves in. Now, you, of course, are extremely perceptive. You need to look at people, of course, as they are, rather than as you think they should be. The person here, I think, is, at best, loving, generous, can be supportive and tender, but they're very ruled by their emotions and they're not very practical. And as I say, they really will try to manipulate you and talk around you and flatter you rather than committing and signing on the dotted line. It's a person who is actually quite insecure, I think, and needs constant reassurance. A person who, at worst, is unfaithful, fickle, shallow, overly emotional, and unreliable. But I think now, for you, this is a time when you are looking for people who are of a like mind as you, and this is the time that you are going to find those contacts. Now, there's another court card, I think, sitting on top of this. Gee, this has got Leo energy dripping on it. And I see Virgo around here as well for some reason. This could be someone that's from the land, actually, or who's involved in property dealings or renovations at the moment. This is a very good time for healing for you. This is saying that this is harvest time for you. You've made good forward motion, and the work that you have put in is going to show itself as having been worth the effort. I think what this is saying also is that this is a time to use your good work ethic to bring about results over the medium and longer term. Now, there are no air cards present in your spread, so this isn't speaking of revolutionary new ideas, rather of you using your work ethic and what you know works and produces results to get things done and to be successful. I will caution you, though, to make sure that you don't become something of a workaholic. Interestingly, and there was some talk of service around somewhere, but this is also saying that this is probably a good time for you to set your abilities to work in service of some kind. Now, I do see here that there is a big, almost like a pile of things that need to get done in front of you, and that pile, I think, is quite large, and it will require the use of all of your power. But this is saying that if you make the effort, you will be rewarded richly. Now, is there anything in your life that you put off and try to avoid? Remember, when things seem to be too much trouble for you, concentrate on the positive results of your actions, not only for yourself, but also for other people. In a way, I think that your internal learning and growing process is the most important outcome, more important perhaps even than that which you achieve by what you do. But say this to yourself, because it is true for you now, that with every task that comes my way comes also the energy needed to get it done. And speaking of harvest and being rewarded, here we have this, the sun. That's great, Leo symbol there, isn't it? And it's no mistake as to why that sun is there. Now, actually, the astrology is Mercury ruling Virgo, which is a great thing because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, and it's also exalted in Virgo. So you will have great communication skills, and you're going to be great at organizing things. So put the two together, and you just end up with abundance and success. I think this is looking at inner and outer richness available to you now. And you'll have the ability to make your inner wealth visible and share it with other people. This is speaking of abundance, prosperity, a sense of, I have enough. There might be a small inheritance. Could well be a small lottery win or a lottery win. I think there's going to be a supportive and tight-knit family around here. This is very good for people who are involved in family businesses, by the way. Now, it is the case, of course, that you have attracted to you everyone who is a part of your life, and you have created every situation in your life. And you, every moment, create your own reality. Well, there is a wealth in your hands now to do with what you would like. The responsibility is yours, and you are endlessly wealthy. Do you know about your inner wealth? Do you share it generously with other people? Maybe on a piece of paper. I might be old-fashioned, but I think that pieces of paper and pens work. On a piece of paper, write down all the qualities which make up your inner riches. Repeat them to yourself. Be your own cheerleader. And say this to yourself now, because it's true for you this month, that I am internally and externally rich and free and enjoy everything, thankfully and in surrender. What a fantastic spread of cards for you. Made so much better. I really enjoyed your company during that reading, and unless I see you in the meantime for either a personal reading or for a healing, then I'll see you here again next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.